Sims and Leon, your mom's favorite podcast. Trust me, I'm a mom.
So, Dustin.
Yeah.
When I was editing our last episode, first of all, it took a long time because I got caught up into it just listening to it.
Yeah.
You know, I forgot some of the stuff Aliki said.
Yeah, it was hard to catch. Listen to it a second time. Some of the stuff we didn't catch because we were too engaged with what we were talking about.
Yeah. So, when we left off after that episode, which here's a secret about podcasting some of you may not know. This is not live. We recorded a few days before we post it, sometimes up to a week. It's just whenever we can. We try to post every Sunday. But as I was doing the editing, the same guy started commenting again. Like, one guy made another comment.
Oh, really?
And that same guy jumped back in there and going back and forth,
Spam
back
guy?
and forth. Yeah.
Okay.
So when we left here, we're at 130 likes or 130 comments.
Wow.
By the time I was done editing, I can't say editing. I always try to add extra syllables in there. It's very easy, editing.
It's like you're trying to roll your R's there.
But when I say it fast, I'm saying editing. It's tough.
Rolling the D's.
It's kind of like the word masks. You know? Like when you try to say the plural of masks.
I haven't heard of anybody pronounce it that way before.
Masks. It's weird, right?
Do you want to know what's really weird?
Yes.
Whenever I think of the word masks, in my brain, at first says mascara. And then it translates into English, and it comes out in English.
Oh.
So Spanish is your first language.
Correct.
So you think of Spanish, your thoughts are in Spanish.
Most of the time. Well, if I'm really stressed out, or if I have if I'm having like a mental breakdown, I revert to my original self.
That's just Spanish.
That's interesting. Do you
So my masks disappear from me if I'm in a very stressed out, very high intensity environment. I'm just myself at my most natural prime.
So this is your first time on a microphone where you have a headset on, you can hear yourself, right?
Correct.
What was that first experience, the first time you heard it?
Well, I've never heard my voice in English other than like in my head, it's always in Spanish.
Huh.
And then when I hear it, I mean, I guess I don't have a bad voice.
No, it sounds good. I mean, that's how I am. I love the sound of my voice. So when I put the headsets on, I'm like, it sounds good to me. For people that have never experienced, your internal voice is completely different than your external voice.
It doesn't.
I mean, it's not completely different, but it can be shocking the first time you put a headset on.
I wonder why that is. I guess because you're hearing it in your head as well. You know,
Probably.
because your ears are attached to your head.
Yeah, and maybe we just have a fake thought on what our voice actually sounds like until you actually
It's
hear
a
it.
mental thing.
That's very, very strange. So do you dream in Spanish?
No, my dreams actually mostly consist of nightmares.
Is that a bad thing or a good thing?
I love my waking life when I'm awoken.
Yeah.
But whenever I go into my dream state, that's where I can truly wander myself. I can expand beyond my body. And so that is a nightmare because people can become pretty scary once they become themselves.
Interesting. So I know some people can, some people don't even realize they can. Do you control your dreams?
Lucid dreaming, I don't. I get put into a situation, essentially. So in a dream, actually, this is something I've talked to one of my coworkers with. Shout out Old Texas Brewing Company.
There we go.
Oh yeah. I guess we say who this is. This is our buddy Jorge. We talk about the Old Texas Brewery Company all the time.
Oh, okay.
So this is not a new subject to our listeners.
It's a free endorsement.
Yeah, we give y'all free endorsements all the time. Talk about how it's our favorite place to go.
We go there
Half
all
of
the
our
time,
stories are from there. But yeah, this is Jorge. He's one of the cooks, like back of the house employees there.
Best nacho maker there is.
Best nacho maker. Just one of the best dudes I've ever met.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, wait. You want to hear my nacho joke?
Oh, there we go.
Yes.
What's this?
Never mind.
I don't get it.
I don't either.
It's just too cheesy.
Okay. All right.
He also gives us a joke every time we're there.
Joke of the day from Jorge.
So we're gonna start a new bit called Joke of the Day from Jorge. We may get 2 or 3 out of him today.
It depends on so my jokes I don't control.
They just come to you.
They come to me. So like if Dustin will come in and be like, "What's the joke of the day, bud?" I'm like, give me a topic.
Yeah, get caught off
Yeah.
guard. Yeah.
Because my brain's just full of them, so I really don't know what to say when somebody puts it on the spot. So I have to put them on the spot to be like, all right, topic.
Yeah.
You know, so
Right.
And then
So we'll randomly come with topics and we'll just throw them at you and see how quick you can come up with it.
yeah, I mean,
And you don't have to immediately say it.
well, I mean, so what most people do are like, they'll be like, "Hey, I got one for you." They'll tell me a joke,
Yeah. I think you'll
and then
give one back.
I'll give one back,
Yeah.
and then we start vibing off each other, and that's where most of my jokes come from. Is
Just back and forth with somebody.
right.
All right, I got one. Why does a chicken coop have 2 doors?
Why does a chicken coop have 2 doors?
I don't know.
If it had 4, it'd be a chicken sedan.
Ah,
All right, that's a good one.
you got me right off the bat.
I love that joke. Somebody told it to me when I was young, and I remember. Oh, so back to the dreams. I learned how to control my dream when I was a kid because I had one of those dreams where you're falling and you just wake up. And I was telling my dad about it. I was probably about 10, 11 years old, somewhere around there. And he told me, he's like, just start flying next time. I'm like, what? He's like, if you're ever falling, just start flying. He's like, if you're really falling, you'll die. If you're dreaming, you'll fly.
Yeah.
And after that, I learned how to fly. And then I learned how to manipulate my dreams and control them and do stuff. Like at some point in my dream, normally I realize it's a dream.
Yeah.
And I start trying to change things. The only problem when you do that is it causes you to wake up. Like you can't control it for a long time. I guess there's been occasions when I was flying, but I wasn't really flying. I was just kind of hovering. And in my brain at the time, I didn't realize I was dreaming. I thought it was like real life. It's like, I actually figured this out. And then I woke up like, son of a
Back
bitch.
to the Future stuff. Huh?
Yeah.
All right, let me ask you this: in your dreams now, because you said that was in your younger when you were young. So now, do you have like a special place that you wake up in your dreams, or is it a random? Say you're falling. Is it the same? I know the sensation when you're dreaming you're falling and you can't quite get yourself up, and so you start flying. So you're so is it always the same spot and then you go to a location?
No. A lot of times when I start flying, it's to get away from people,
Okay.
which is, I guess that's kind of odd, or to show people. Like I try to teach people how to fly, thinking I'm in their dreams. I don't think I actually am, but in my mind I am. And there's also times where I'll wake up from a dream, but I'm still in a dream. Have you ever done that?
Yes.
Like you wake up, but the dream is still going, but you think you're awake, and then you wake up again. You're like, wait, hold on. I think the deepest I ever gone was 3 times. Like I woke up, still in a dream, woke up, still in a dream. And that sensation of like when you're in bed and you can't move, where like
Sleep
it's like
paralysis.
somebody's pushing on you and holding you down. Yeah, I've had that a few times. I once had a dream that one of my dogs was like biting my hand, like chewing on my hand. And then I woke up and he ran over and started chewing my hand. That was like my second wake up, and I was still in the dream. I was like, hold on, I know that he's not doing this, because I mean, my dog Lucky, he was the sweetest thing in the world.
Yeah.
Like one of my friend's little daughters, we were at my parents' house having a family staycation, and they brought their little tiny daughter over, and she wanted to give Lucky her pizza crust. And we turn around, and her arm is about almost to her elbow inside Lucky's mouth. And Lucky's like, this is weird. But I got the pizza crust. Now what do I do? And he was just so sweet. Like he didn't do anything. He just stayed there. He's like, I think she knows what she's doing, so I'm going to let her do it. And yeah, so he would never do that. But I woke up in it from a dream twice with it. It was pretty neat.
So I had a dream maybe about a month ago about I get a ticket. Since I work back at house, I get a ticket, and it says, please have Jorge make X thing. But in this dream, Ricky will order have okra Jorge style.
Yeah, a lot of times I'll say, I want okra Jorge style. And then almost everybody back there, whether you're working or not, they know what that means. Like the extra
Exactly.
seasoning, crunchy, and it's the perfect way to eat okra.
And so in this dream, also whenever the kitchen does something special to or a guest does something special to the kitchen reciprocates.
Yeah, for sure.
And so in my dream, I have a dream where I get this ticket and it says, "Have Jorge make dessert pizza."
Pizza. Oh.
Ooh.
Dessert pizza. And I'm like,
I think we should order that next time we're there.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm like,
We
dessert
probably
pizza.
shouldn't have told him that. Because now he's going to know.
No. So
I'll edit that out. He'll never know.
Yeah, he'll never know.
So I'll get this dessert pizza, and then I'm like, what the hell? And somebody rings it in, and I'm like, what do you want? And they're
You
like,
don't know how to make it.
and they're like, they said, do whatever you do, just make me the best dessert pizza you can think of. So I run back into my station, my pizza station. My pizza station is full of ingredients, but I'm talking about like just
Pizza ingredients.
pizza ingredients,
Yeah.
pepperonis, bacon, cheese, marinara.
Pepperoni, stuff you put on a pizza.
Yeah. And so I'm like, okay, no, this isn't going to work. So I run into dry storage, and then I see fondue chocolate. I'm like, oh, okay, fondue chocolate. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. And then I realize we have a cinnamon butter that we'd use for that we make. And then I see a packet of s'mores. I mean, not s'mores, marshmallows.
Marshmallows, yeah.
So essentially, this leads me to the idea I should make a s'mores pizza.
Yeah.
And Christmas has been crazy hectic, and we had a s'mores bar.
Lindsay gave me some of the s'mores bar, an actual piece of s'mores when I was there on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, so we had a s'mores bar for one of the events that we were having at the brew. And so I was like, it's time. It's time to make my dream pizza. And I made it. And
Could you
I'm,
taste it in the dream?
I couldn't. See, so that's what's the difference about dreams is that your physical body is meant to taste and experience.
Right.
Now, your consciousness expands everywhere. And so you lose your senses.
Right.
So the higher you elevate your mind, the less you feel.
Right.
So, and that's what's the cool thing about the human body is that even in my dream, that dream came into fruition through me realizing I was dreaming to the point where the next day I come in and I tell my GM and I'm like, hey, I had this dream, And she's like, what?
Dreaming up new menu items.
Yeah.
Literally dreaming up new menu items.
And she's like, all right, we'll make it one day. But I finally had the chance to make it. And
Yeah.
I did make it.
Like
And-
real life.
Like real life.
Okay.
So is that what Lindsay gave me on Christmas Eve? Or
No,
was that something
that
different?
was something different.
Okay.
Lindsay wasn't there the day I made it, actually. The person that was there was Sydney. Sydney tried it. All back of house tried it.
So
but,
what was the consensus?
All right.
Menu item or not?
I'm gonna tell you this. For you guys, I'll make you a s'mores
okay.
pizza, and then y'all can tell me the consensus.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, fair enough.
But I'm not much of a dessert guy at all. Like
Yeah, I'm kind of the same.
I
like-
think I remember you saying that.
I don't for my birthday I don't eat cake.
Yeah.
Like I would rather make myself some tamales.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Like I normally cook for myself on my birthday because I know what I want and I know how I like it. And since being a cook, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
As
So-
far as my
Okay, so going along with that, how long do you have work dreams?
a lot on or not necessarily work dreams, but dreams that involve people I work with.
Okay. And when I was younger, I worked at Fast Taco, which we've also talked a lot about on this podcast. And
Yeah, still not endorsed.
still not endorsed. And they have tons of money.
Yeah. It could be the Fast Taco Roundtable right now.
Could be the Fast Taco round table. They even if they just gave me nachos, I'd be happy.
Yeah.
I honestly have only tried Fast Taco once, and it was because of you, Ricky.
Oh, there you go.
Because you post Fast Taco all the time, and I was like, I guess I got to go try it.
I love it, but I think it's because I grew up eating it,
Yeah.
And I don't
It
know.
is.
What did you think of it?
I honestly, so I didn't know what to get
Yeah.
the first time. So I just got the big party taco things.
6-pack tacos?
No, like the 13 tacos or something.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He skipped over to 6 and just went straight to 13.
Well, it was because 13 is my favorite number.
Oh, there you go.
And so I was born April 13th, 1988. Makes me 33 years old.
Easy. You want everybody to be able to look you up.
I think they would find some interesting stuff.
Yeah.
But so when I worked at Fast Taco, I remember I would always have dreams where I'm answering the phone. Fast Taco, how may I help you? Fast Taco, how may I help you? And then as I got older and with like grown-up jobs, I've never really had one.
Yeah. That's all my dreams are pretty much about work.
But your dreams are about work? Mm-hmm. So it kind of
90% of the time.
It made me once wonder, probation officers, they have to watch guys pee.
Oh.
Like staring at, do you ever think they're having dreams like dick, 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 and that's all they see, just a dick after dick after dick after dick, until they wake up, and they wake up out of their dream into another dream full of dicks.
I don't know.
That's a very good question because I have a very distinct memory. The first time I went to jail, in Granbury, and they're just like, "All right, it's a strip search," And I have one of my buddies with me, and as we're all bending over, cupping our balls and coughing, my friend Nick goes, "So do you like your job?"
That's a good one.
That is a good one. Oh man.
Yeah.
What, if you don't mind me asking, and you don't have to say if you want to, what'd you go to jail for?
Possession of LSD.
Wow.
Can you still go to jail for that?
Yeah. It's an illegal drug.
Yeah, but I thought a lot of stuff they were just giving tickets
That's
now.
in Oregon.
That's okay. That's just Oregon that does that.
Yeah.
So
No, the majority of stuff you're talking about is marijuana. They're only giving tickets for marijuana.
Okay,
Anything else? Yeah. Anything else is jail time.
That's good to know. All right, we got off on a trail, but I want to finish my story.
Yeah.
That's fine. Don't ever not talk about something that comes to your mind. That's what we wanted. It's conversation.
Gotcha.
So after I was done editing, do you want to guess how many comments we had on that post? And I was responding.
Okay, so you originally said 180?
We were at 130 when we left here.
Okay.
We had 180 views on that because the
spam guy
of the ad because we paid for it for the ad, and then we had over 800 organic views because this guy kept commenting back and forth.
Okay.
So once I already had that information on hand, so as soon as he started commenting again, I was like, every time he comments, I'm going to write a little paragraph to him.
Right.
Tell him, whatever, and just asking questions, and he would just comment a GIF every time, or GIF.
Yeah.
GIF. He would comment a GIF every time. It was always something like trash, garbage, spam. It was never. And I was like, take a listen, give some critical thinking, just knowing he would respond back.
Yeah.
Take a guess how high it got.
Okay, so we're at 130.
We're at 130, and I did this for about 2.5 hours.
I'm gonna guess it was 350.
No, I wasn't that high. It was right at 200.
Oh.
So then the ad ended that night, so it just went through that day. Mm-hmm. So the next morning, he post something else, and I responded, I was like, well, the ad's over now, so you're useless to me, so I don't need to respond to you anymore. and now he's still commenting and liking on everything we're posting. So it's like he's in. I don't know if he's listening. I don't think he's listened yet, but he's still actively causing our page, giving our page activity, which every time he does that, it spreads it more because the more likes we get, the more people that see it. It's just, it's one of those things. It's a business page.
Yeah. That's
the whole purpose of it.
So at this point, I think you sent me a picture or a screenshot of the info. You said we reached about, 5,000 people?
Yeah.
That's
5,000 unique visitors.
Okay.
Over, I think, 16 to 18,000 page hits. And that's within just a few weeks.
Not too shabby.
So also while I was doing the editing, I found some stuff that I kind of vaguely remember was said on the show. Obviously, you'll hear one of them that definitely was. And there's a couple of them that I just thought were funny that I needed to pull out. So you want me to play them for you?
Yeah.
Oh, and also, while we were playing our intro song, I saw you dancing a little bit. Do you like that song?
Yeah, it put me in a good mood. Like
there you go.
It made me unwind to where I could.
You're ready to talk.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, it gets you in the mood, and I feel like it also, for people listening, gets them in the mood. It's like, all right, we're ramping up. We're ramping up.
Yep.
We've done 2 interviews with my cousin Mikey. He's the one who wrote all that. He's the one who made that song. And one of them was just us talking to him on the phone about it.
Yeah.
And it was after our first recording, and he lives in Colorado. I guess that's kind of important. and that we weren't planning on using any of that audio for on the air. We're just testing our equipment, talking to him. It was the first time we were on the phone with somebody to make sure it worked, and it worked.
Yep.
Okay.
And then over Thanksgiving, he was actually in town, so he came in studio. Him, another cousin of ours, came in studio because Jerry just came to hang out with Mikey, so he wasn't here to be part of this. And we did a good 45 minutes of talking to him, and our equipment messed up, and we lost. And we lost about half the audio. The only problem is, it wasn't like just a chunk of half the audio.
Yeah, it was bits and pieces.
It was bits and pieces here and there, so it was impossible to make sense of all of it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So and now we're 5-6 shows in, and we haven't brought him up to say, this amazingly talented guy wrote this song himself. Like, he just came up with it.
Yeah.
Right.
And we want to hear the story about it. Now, we've heard it twice now, but no one else has.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And I think we do have clean audio of that. But and maybe we'll play that one day. And I think we should get him on the phone and just play some of the stuff back and forth.
Yeah. Speaking of Mikey Unlikely, we got some salties. He gave us a little gift when he came in the studio. We need to try these out on our next beer.
Okay, yeah. When I finish this one, we'll stick those on there. So I really like this one, and you heard this one because I was trying to put it somewhere in the last episode, but it just didn't work.
As I get older, I'm becoming more comfortable with the idea of being an alcoholic.
I mean, it's a good, it's a good line. It's a good line.
As I get older, I'm becoming more comfortable with the idea of being an alcoholic.
That's good. So we need to have her some intro music next time she comes on.
For sure, and have
then,
that be part of it.
Yes.
And then I think this was part of the same conversation. Podcasting is fun, but the drinking beers with it is a lot of fun. Which I think we all find that. Podcasting is fun, but the drinking beers with it is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
This one is kind of loud, so...
Hold on. Replay it one more time.
Hold on, I got to pull it back up. The podcasting is fun, but the drinking beers with it is a lot of fun.
Okay, because at first I thought you said the fuck-assing is fun, but what...
Okay. Well, that's a little different.
I have a very funny story about when I was on a golf course and I misunderstood what somebody was saying. And I'll tell you that later on. But and then this one is just a great one.
Shut the door!
We were talking about the brewery.
the door's horrible when it's cold. And
That's what happened.
That's what we were talking about. It was when everything froze up last year. And we played, and Dustin was like, he eventually got to where everyone was just yelling every time someone would leave that door open. It was like,
I mean, like, do you just walk into your own house and leave the door open
here's
whenever
the thing.
it's frozen?
So I explained last time, I'm a door guy. But when you go into a commercial building, and you're right, when you go into your house, your house door swings in, right? Normally, when you go into a restaurant or a business, it swings out. So you pull it out, and you automatically assume it's going to close behind you.
Yeah.
Because every commercial door does. Now, that one, the reason it doesn't is because it's a accordion door, and they can open it up for the patio, and there's no way to put a self-closing device on it. So, like, my garage door is a commercial door, and I have a closer on there. But, anyways.
this is kind of my favorite. There's something in here that you can't really hear. It's when you abandoned us and went to the restroom.
Oh, yeah.
So at some point in there, as you're getting up, I think you say, you're about to say, I need to take a piss.
Oh, did I?
But
I don't think I said it
you
that
can
way.
barely hear it. You can barely hear it. But there's some. But that's not the fascinating part of this. The fascinating part is what happens at the end.
What kind of dog do you have?
She's a mutt, but do you know what a Ridgeback looks like?
Yes.
She looks-
Oh, they're awesome.
Yeah, she looks just like a Ridgeback, except she has no ridge.
She has no
Do you hear
ridge.
that? She has no
Okay.
ridge. So she's just brown.
So,
Yeah, I'm gonna turn
what
this
kind of
up.
dog do you have?
She's a mutt, but do you know what a Ridgeback looks like?
Yes.
She looks-
Oh, they're awesome.
Yeah, she looks just like a Ridgeback, except she has no ridge.
She has no ridge.
And then
Okay.
that's my
She's
favorite
brown.
one that I want to incorporate.
was that
in-
her? Was that?
That's you.
Oh, it was me? Doing what?
I don't know. It's funny. When
He was getting that ridge back.
It's funny because when I pulled the audio off and I played it, it just automatically started playing on loop, so it was just you over and over.
Okay, that's a good one.
That's how you. That's your.
Maybe
new-
I was trying to be engaged in the conversation before I left.
As you're walking,
Yeah, as I was
but
walking out.
you're away from your mic, so it barely picked it up, but it picked it up, and he probably picked, and it barely picked it up, And then it sounded so funny and oh man, when I heard
we were
that
going
one-
on for a long time though, and I was like, I gotta go.
Yeah,
I gotta
so-
go. And y'all were still talking. I was like, well, maybe I can just sneak out of here and then come back.
We did not let you.
Yeah,
But I also needed to pee too. Apparently she did. So Jorge, if you need to pee, just let us know. We can take a
Yeah.
break. She didn't know we could take breaks.
yeah. I mean, this is recorded from a live studio audience, so
Yeah.
Sometimes-
Maybe that was someone in the audience that just sounds just like you. Well,
know.
kind of sounds like you.
Oh.
But those are my favorite things I heard in that long bit of audio. And there's so many more. I could have pulled
yeah.
a lot of stuff out of that I thought was very funny. But let's shut the door. Probably my favorite thing in the.
So I have one story. We've been talking about bars. So this past weekend we were out in Oklahoma again because of Christmas. So we went to the Christmas light service with my wife's family.
So did you go to y'all's land at all, or just
we did, yeah.
Y'all did?
We were back and forth.
Is that where you had your tractor at?
Yeah, and we went to the candlelight service. It was on Christmas Eve, and normally it's a short thing, and they do communion, right? And so this is a real small church. There was probably less than 30 people there.
Is it real communion or like that grape juice communion?
It's grape juice. It's not,
Grape juice.
Yeah,
That's all I ever had.
Really?
Grape juice.
yeah. I've never had the real stuff either. But you're Catholic, right? Like
Yeah.
Catholics don't mess
So
around.
I grew up Catholic.
Okay.
And then even as kids, they gave us the wine.
Really?
Yeah.
No,
And
this is
everybody
grape
drinks out of the
juice.
same glass. I bet they don't do it the same way anymore.
No, and that's what. So they used to at this church. You used to be able to they would have a big loaf of bread and you would just pinch some off yourself, and then you'd go over to a cup that was a big cup and you would dip it in there yourself. Well, that all changed with COVID and all that.
You
So
dip the bread in there?
Yeah,
In the
that's how
wine?
they used to do. Dip it in there and then you eat it. That's how the way they used to do it.
Yeah,
Now they do it where they pinch it off for you. They put it in your hand. They give you one of those little bitty cups. I'm talking like barely even a tableful of So Elena was in front of me, right? So we were behind. And normally when you do that, you're supposed to pray for
So
forgiveness.
yeah,
and
so
stuff, and
when
that.
the way that I did it as Catholics, you walk up with your hands cupped like a bowl or down like this,
Yeah.
and then if they're down, they would put the cracker right in your mouth.
Yeah.
If it's like this, they put it in your hand.
Yeah.
Then you go by and they had just a chalice. Is that what they're called? Of wine. Chalice of wine,
Yeah.
and everybody just take a sip out of it.
Yeah. So the funny part of this whole thing is that Elena was in front of me. She gets hers, and she's waiting on me. And I get mine, and I go over there next to her, and she's like, Merry Christmas, and like cheers her glass, her little cup with mine. And then does it. And on her way back, she's like, oh, shoot. She's like, that probably didn't look too good. She's like,
We just toasted the blood of Christ.
Yeah, this isn't a shot. She's so I was like, well, you better go get back in line and do it all over again. I just thought that was pretty funny. I didn't really think of it that way. But so yeah. What about y'all? You have a good Christmas?
I had a great Christmas. It was a lot of fun.
I worked.
By
It was a lot of fun, though.
I also spent a lot of time at your job.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
It's mine and my brother-in-law's Christmas tradition.
So I actually don't mind working any holiday or working at all because I really do enjoy my job.
Yeah. You work with a lot of fun people too.
Yeah.
And I'm in a position of where I can literally be like, hey, I need this now.
Oh, so you're the big guy in charge.
No, I am most definitely not
That's
the
what it
big guy
sounded
in
like.
charge. But I am to where I can, if I need help, it means it's serious
Yeah.
kind of thing. Where like, oh shit, help. You know what I mean? So I don't know where I was going with this.
You love your job.
Oh yeah.
So you don't mind working
you don't
holidays?
know
Oh,
holidays.
Christmas.
Yeah.
All right, so Christmas was great. One of the greatest things I got from Christmas, because the reason y'all got me to come up here,
Yeah.
and my greatest, so I had been saying since I was like, what do I really want for Christmas? I don't really want something. If I wanted to go buy something, I would go buy it.
Yeah.
Myself. I know myself. So what did I want? I wanted new jokes
Yeah.
for Christmas.
Some fresh ones.
So
Some
last
fresh
year, I
ones.
remember you got the little box of corny jokes,
Right.
and the first one you read was a joke about corn.
Yeah. Actually, it was what has ears but never listens.
Yeah, corn.
Corn. And so there were just a bunch of corny jokes. And this year, I was like, man, I just really want more jokes.
Yeah.
And people that know me and try to get to know me know that I like jokes. And that's and like I said before, this is how my jokes start. It's a loop.
Right.
And I've told so many bad jokes that I actually got a book of the new 2020. It's called New for 2022. The Totally Awesome Dad Joke book.
It's a pretty thick book too.
Yeah.
I haven't really read through it yet. I'm just curious to see how many of these I really already know.
Yeah. You already
Yeah.
know. Just cross them off. Get you a different color highlighter. That way you know which ones you already knew and which ones are new.
I wish it was, and it may be, I wish it was like a study guide to where it had the questions or the jokes on one page. Then you had to flip it over to get the answers, so you had the opportunity to like guess
Yeah.
while you're reading through them. I think that would be a fun way to write a book. When I was a kid, I was fascinated with joke books.
Yeah.
I had a bunch of them.
I remember this joke from my like maybe third grade, second grade, but I remember it distinctly because it was when I first started to translate everything from Spanish to English in my brain, and I could start saying it. So I am a U.S. resident.
Yeah.
So I was born in Mexico,
What part of Mexico?
Guadalajara.
Guadalajara.
And so finally, I start being able to speak English and understand jokes.
So what? How old were you when you moved here?
I honestly don't know.
Pretty young.
Pretty young. I mean, I remember bits and pieces about me swimming in the river or
Yeah.
whatever. You know what I mean? "Quote unquote" wetback.
Yeah, I got it. You remember getting over here?
Yeah.
Some of it.
Some of it. It's like being blackout drunk, and
So you weren't like in grade school.
No.
Okay.
I spent kindergarten, first grade. I did my whole schooling here in the United States, other than a couple of years in Mexico because we would travel
You go back and forth.
back and forth. I forgot.
Jokes. You were learning jokes in Spanish.
Oh, yeah,
and
in Spanish and English. Okay, so recently I went to the hospital for a bug bite. Thought it was tick. Ended up being so they checked my blood to see if I had Lyme disease or whatever. Apparently I have like a abnormal liver thing. Also before I only drank liquor.
Hold on, you never finished your joke story.
Oh no, I know. I'm this is getting to my joke
Okay.
actually. So something happened with my liver, and I said random events and things bring back my jokes.
Yeah.
And so that actually brought back one of the first jokes I learned ever in my memory, in my recesses of my memory. All right, so it's a liver joke. So in grade school, the teacher puts on 2 words, liver and cheese, you know?
Yeah.
And then she's like, I need 3 people to... I need 3 people to volunteer to make sentences with the words liver and cheese.
I know the joke. That's why I'm laughing already.
I don't know the joke. I'm waiting. I'm just waiting over here. All right, continue.
I love a joke when you already know the punchline, but you know it's still going to be funny just because I know the way you say things.
Anyway, so little
Johnny.
Yeah, we'll call him Johnny.
All right.
Freckles, you know, like blonde hair, blue eyes. Yesterday, when I got home from school, my mom had made us liver and cheese sandwiches, and they were so good. Teacher's like, good job, Johnny.
Nice sentence. Good job.
Now, curly hair boy. Not gonna say the color.
Okay. Easy. All right.
Yeah. Well, when I got home yesterday, my mama hadn't cooked none. So, my dad's like, where's dinner? Mom was like, you ain't getting none. So my daddy was so mad that he punched my mama in the liver. And she said, cheese. And so I look at the board. And granted, I'm still trying to translate shit from English to Spanish. And I'm just like, yesterday, some guys were messing with mi carnalita. And I was like, hey, leave her alone. She's my sister.
Leave her alone. She's my sister.
There you go. That's funny.
But that was honestly one of the first jokes I ever learned. And it was because I could relate to
Yeah.
that very last person.
Yeah. That's funny.
That is very funny. Oh, I love that joke.
So we talk about the old Texas brewery a lot, but we've been going. Have you heard of Cowtown Brewery?
No, I have not.
So it's a brewery.
I mean, I have, but I've never had anything from
It's a
there.
brewery in Fort Worth.
Yeah.
We go there for lunch every once in a while. They brew their own stuff. But I mean, you can't go in there and get a Coors Light. It's not like our brewery where you can get Coors Light. You know, they hold everything.
Yeah, they brew 3 beers at a time.
Yeah,
and then they don't brew like a permanent beer. It's always they have 3 big.
We
vats.
switch it up.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I had that
My
the new
favorite.
peach sour.
Yeah. You like it?
So you remember the mango sour?
So
I don't think so.
I actually helped brew the mango sour.
The mango sour I love.
So part of what I do is cleaning. I for
Like
some
clean
reason
stills, like the
Yeah,
big-
yeah.
no.
Clean all of it. Yeah.
I clean the whole restaurant.
Well, yeah.
I will literally go and scrub a wall if I'm bored enough.
We always know when you walk out in a trash bag, that means you're
Yeah.
in the dishwashing room.
Yeah, definitely cleaning.
Hey, that probably protects me more against COVID than a mask does.
Probably. You're not wrong. So one of my favorite ones at the Cowtown Brewery. It's called Cold Fort Worth Beer. So I got a
Cold or Colt?
Cold 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 Fort Worth Beer, like the George Strait song.
Okay.
So I got some here. You want to try one, Jorge?
Sure, I'll have a beer.
All right. Here we go. Cold Fort Worth Beer. I had to put it in the freezer for a second.
Yeah, I was going to say it might be frozen.
No,
No, they're
it's just
not
been there for a
frozen.
second. But hey, you got the frostiest one right there.
Are we going to share it?
No, I got another one. I got 4.
Okay.
Are we gonna in sync pop our beers?
Nah, open it whenever you're ready.
All right.
And we'll do a taste test. We'll get your review first.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, it's on my face.
That's what she said?
That's what I hope she says.
All right, Jorge, take her down. Have you had this one before, Dustin?
Yep. This was really the only one I drink up there. It's just my favorite.
Is it like a light beer? How would
Yeah,
you,
it's the
before
lightest one.
Before I try it, give me a good description of it. So
I would say it's compatible, probably closer to a Miller Lite. It's got more of a Pilsner taste to it, in my opinion. It's not quite like Coors Light, but it's a good beer that I could probably take down at least a 6-pack of.
Do we need the salt licks with it?
Well, let's try it first, but yes, I do want to put the salt licks on it and try those.
What are salt licks?
We don't know. So when my cousin was in town, the one who wrote our theme song,
Yeah.
or made our theme song, he brought these with us. He's like, "Hey, I found these." I'm like, "I think Dustin and Ricky might like these." Which
Yeah.
he's not wrong.
Okay.
I think I will too, but we haven't tried them yet.
The thing about Mikey, every time he comes, he always brings something,
Yeah,
and love it.
yeah, Mikey's awesome. He sent me a picture the other day, and it was a picture of an SD card.
Oh yeah.
And he goes, "Did y'all send me this?" And I was like, "No." He was like, "I don't know where it came from. It just showed up in the mail."
Really?
I was like, "Very interesting."
Huh.
So I don't know if maybe cousin Jerry sent it. He does stuff like that. I
Jerry's
didn't think
sneaky
about
like
that.
It's
Yeah.
probably Jerry, and he wouldn't want any credit either.
No.
Yeah.
And he would never admit to it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask him next time I see him.
What do you think, Jorge?
Citrusy,
What is citrusy?
but not like a overbearing.
Yeah, that's what-
It's not overbearing at all. It doesn't have a bite at the end either.
It's like you said, kind of like a Miller Lite, but you squeeze the lemon or a lime in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the best flavor one I've had up there.
It's really good.
But once I get one that I like, I normally just stick to that because Then I'll get disappointed with it, and I'm like, man, I should have just kept with what I know.
There's a restaurant in Fort Worth. I don't know if you've ever been there, Benito's.
No.
I've heard of it.
I recommend it, and on their lunch special they have a number 6. That's what I recommend to everybody. Get the number 6. And then one day I realized I've never had anything else on this menu but the number 6 because it's so good. It's like, what's the point of trying something different?
Yeah,
and it's
I'm the same way with restaurants.
So they use like the white Mexican cheese instead of they don't use like cheddar or anything like that. It's just all the white Mexican cheese. So it's a tostada with chorizo, a potato, and green sauce on it, and then an enchilada covered in just awesome sauce, cheese, and like a meat sauce type thing. And their beans and rice are good. It's really good.
Make me hungry.
I had tacos earlier.
I had a pig in a blanket and a Crispito from Bennett's or the old Bennett's.
Crispito. I haven't had a Crispito in a long time. Back when I was working at Cook's, I didn't work at it's a children's hospital. I didn't work there like as a Cook's employee. I was in construction, working like running a job out there. There was a little gas station right across the street, and I would go by almost every day and get a Crispito. Crispito, a corn dog, and like a Dr. Pepper or a Big Red. So good. All right, you open up the salt over there?
Yeah.
I think this beer is going to be really good with salt.
They do smell pickly.
Oh, it's pickle salt?
Yeah, it's pickle salt. It's called Saltese.
Oh.
All right,
Good thing I
let me
like
peel this
pickles.
one off.
You going to try it with the salt too?
Sure. Hey, speaking about pickles.
Mm-hmm. You can have that one.
Oh, thank you. What's the difference between being really hungry and being really horny?
What's the difference?
You've told me this before. Do you want me to answer it?
Sure.
It's where you put the cucumber.
Okay.
I don't know why I think it's so funny every time, but I do.
There's some jokes that you can hear over and over and over, and it's almost like you remember the first time you heard it and you didn't know the punchline. And now you know it and you're excited, especially when like Dustin's like, I've never heard it too. It's like, oh, now it's even better because someone else hasn't heard it. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. All right. Does it stick on the can pretty well?
If you get the condensation off, I think it will.
I don't know where I'm supposed to put it. On the front, side?
Oh, yeah, I just kind of put one on, slapped it on the side.
I feel like that's a little extra work. I got to turn my
Or
beer
hell,
every
just
time.
put it on the microphone. Just slap it on top.
Just lick the mic.
Lick the mic every
Lick
time.
the mic.
Every time.
I'm not going to lick. I was about to just to get a sound effect.
All right, we don't need Shelby in here.
She would lick the mic.
Yeah, she would. I think she has.
You know the difference between Shelby being horny and talking on a microphone?
Where you put the cucumber?
Where she puts the mic?
Oh.
I love being silly.
Yeah.
Okay, I ordered DoorDash the other day.
Oh, yeah.
Do you ever get food delivered? I know y'all are kind of further out of the city limits.
I don't. We just go into town.
No, I if I don't eat at the brew, then I cook for myself at my house.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite snaps you send of the food you cook at your house. Like all those steaks you made over Christmas. I guess somebody gave you all those steaks?
No, so I actually went to City Market here in town, and they had bone-in ribeye roast, and it was literally like
It's a giant ribeye. You just slice them.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, mine had 2 bones in it. Paid $30. Got like 4 pounds.
Did they
maybe
slice
5.
it for you?
No, I sliced it myself. I have a knife. I'm Mexican.
Yeah, whenever those ribeye roasts go on sale, my dad will buy as many as they allow him.
Yeah.
When they're on sale, they limit you. And at Albertsons, they used to slice them up for you.
Yeah.
But now they're so cheap, they don't. Like, no,
that's.
we're selling it this cheap. You can take care of yourself.
I think HEB slices them up because I was actually at a friend's house last night and she was showing me they had like 4 or 5 steaks out of it. She said it was about $30.
Yeah, I mean,
It's like,
if you buy the whole, especially when they're on sale, you buy the whole
Yeah.
ribeye roast. They're good, and you can get like big fat thick steaks too. So I order a lot when I'm at work, like if I'm at my office, because I can order food. It gets delivered to me.
Yeah, makes sense.
I never stop working.
Right.
I can keep working. Like a lot of people are, why do you waste money on delivery fees and stuff? Like, I'm not wasting my money. I'm saving my time. My time is more valuable than that delivery fee.
That and gas.
Because-
Right.
Yeah, and if it took me 20 minutes to go pick something up, then that's 20 minutes I'm not working.
Yeah.
That's 20 minutes later I have to stay. I have to get stuff done, you know? So the other day, oh my goodness, I ordered. I normally don't want to say the restaurant, but I will. It was Chili's, just because y'all know where it's at.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the way DoorDash works is you have a map, and it shows you where your driver is, and it shows the route they're coming to your house. And I assume they have the same map. I don't know. Maybe if we have anybody that drives for DoorDash, y'all could correct me if that's not true, because this bitch. First of all, she gets there and she sends me a text through DoorDash and says, they're still working on your food. They said it'll be about 15, 20 more minutes. And I'd respond, like, no rush. It's not that big a deal. I'm not too worried about it. And she goes, thank you. And I really appreciate it if you give me 5 stars. I'm like, okay. I didn't at this time because, I want to see how the whole process is. A tip is already built in. Well, you don't have to tip, but I always do.
All right.
So the tip is already built in. You can always raise it later. You can't I don't think you can lower it later. I've never tried. So she finally gets my food, and you don't know where I live, so this may not make as much sense to you. But you know how you can go behind Chili's and get back on the main road instead of having to go down 35 and making the U-turn? Uh-huh. Well, I see it looks like she's sitting in the parking lot for 10 minutes, and then it shows her moving. I think it looks like she's at the red light right there. Uh-huh. And then now she's going down I-35.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, so she went the wrong way. No big deal. She passes the first bridge where you can make a turn around. So she goes down to 1187.
Jeez.
Turns around there.
That's way far away from your house.
And I kind of thought, well, maybe she's doing 2 orders. Because they'll do that sometimes. They'll double up on an order. So maybe she's delivering to someone else and it just makes more sense. But she wasn't. And it was really funny. I wanted to talk to her because her name was Noelle.
Okay.
And I always said if I had a daughter, I would name her Noelle Anna Leon because it spells the same backwards and forward. It'd be the same.
Cool.
Yeah, right? And my mom's middle name is very similar to Anna. So I think that would be a really neat name to give to a kid. Or that could be a dickhead name to give to a kid. I don't know. But I thought it was a fun. I like bits too, and I think that's a funny bit. So I was like, I wanted to tell her that because I try to make it feel like they're not just doing a job. So then she's driving. It shows you on the map, and you get alerts like they're approaching with your orders. I'm like, all right, I'll wait for her. I like to meet them like at their car, so I don't have to walk all. And I don't live far off the road, but I don't. If I can save them any time, I save them time. I try to be polite,
Right.
Because the more deliveries they get in, the more money they make. So why waste an extra 3 minutes walking up to my house when I can save them time? And then I got my food faster. So I'm standing outside, and this bitch doesn't even slow down. She just boom straight past my house, like son of a bitch. goes to the end of the street, turns back around, passes it again, comes back in, and finally she stops in front of my house. And maybe she just wanted to make a U-turn so she'd be facing the other way. I don't know. She gets out. She has her phone out. She's just talking on the phone, talking, like having a conversation. And I was like, you want 5 stars, but you can't even focus enough to stop at my house. Like, you literally passed it twice. You took the wrong route twice because you're talking on the phone. So then she just hands my food and walks away. Like, doesn't even say thank you, doesn't say anything. I was like,
wow,
you are not getting 5 stars.
Service.
And then I ordered a tea with my food, and I had a little bitty water. I was like, didn't double check my order to make sure it's right. She's on the phone the entire time, passes my house, takes an extra 20 minutes basically to get to my house.
Food's cold.
Well, the food wasn't too bad. It was still good. I mean,
She was probably drinking the tea.
she probably was.
She probably gave you her water.
She wanted that tea. And I would have bought her a tea. I was like, if you want a tea, just put it on my tab.
Was it sweet or was it unsweet?
Unsweet. I don't drink sweet tea.
She was definitely an unsweet person.
Yeah. She's definitely an unsweet person.
If she drank your tea, she was definitely an unsweet person.
I love the salt
Yeah.
stick.
It really adds to
Pickle
the...
salt stick.
And you know what I bet it'd be even better on? A pickle beer.
I don't know.
I don't like pickle beers, honestly.
Oh.
Do you like pickle juice?
I love pickles. So
But do you like pickle juice?
yes, I love pickles and pickle juice, but it's very specific. Velicic is my preferred.
Okay, yeah.
Velicic dill pickle, and I literally,
Was that how you say it? Velicic?
I don't know.
I think I've always called it Vlasic.
Velicic. See,
Vlasic.
I don't know. I think in Spanish first. Remember?
Well,
Yeah.
what is Velicic in Spanish?
Vlasic.
That's what I'm saying.
I didn't even know how much I liked the Clausen pickles until I was at my sister's house for Christmas. And it was actually, it was Christmas Day. And they had just a giant jar. And there was 3 pickles left in there. So I'm like, I'm eating the rest of your pickles because the first one was so good. And then and it was still full of juice. And I was like, do you want me to throw this away or you keep it? He's like, we don't really drink pickle juice around here. I was like, all right. So I put it in my car, took it home. I love pickle juice. And pretty much any kind. The only one I don't like is when people make homemade pickles. I love homemade pickles. They're good, but their pickle juice is not.
It's too vinegary.
Yeah.
Like too much vinegar or something. I don't know what it is. I used to work over by Best Made Pickles in Fort Worth.
Yeah.
And you could literally smell pickles
All day.
all day, all around
That's
that
like Ricky's
whole
dream.
block.
Yeah. I
You
roll my
just-
windows down every time I drive past it.
You just smell pickles.
So that's why the Martin House pickle beer is made with Best Made.
Okay.
Like they're partners, and they also have Salty Lady Martin House pickles that Best Made makes. So there's this brewery in Mansfield called, what's it called?
The 54th Street.
No, I think this is like a restaurant brewery.
Oh.
Like it's a chain, but the place is good too.
I've never been.
It's like it's almost like a TGI Fridays used to be. They have all the decorations on the wall and hanging up and stuff. Oh, this Dirty Jobs Brewery.
Yeah.
Dirty Jobs Brewing. They have a pickle beer, and when me and my friend were there for trivia, and I was like, I got to try their pickle beer, and I was drinking it. It's like, ooh, and she tried it. She's like, ooh, but she didn't like the Martin House pickle beer either. She didn't like any of it. It's like, all right, I'm gonna keep drinking to see if it gets good. And then it hit me when I was halfway through. It was like, oh, this tastes like homemade pickle juice. That's what's wrong with it. Like they took a homemade pickle juice recipe and put it into a beer, and it just had a terrible vinegar taste. Like I love the Martin House pickle juice because it tastes just like pickle juice. And pickle juice and beer, those are two of my favorite things to drink.
Right.
You put them together, I'm in heaven.
Yeah. We stopped at on our way back down to Texas. We stopped at Busey's. You heard of Busey's?
I thought it was Buc-ee's.
It's Buc-ee's. It's Buc-ee's.
Get some beaver nuggets.
No, but Lena grabbed I guess they sell like pickles in a bag, some small bag. They're
Like
called
the slices?
yeah, Snap. I don't know if you've
Yeah.
seen those or not. Oh, she got a spicy one.
Oh yeah,
those
those are
bad boys
good.
are good. I was like, I'm gonna have to find these in the store.
Yeah, those are really
It was
good.
a small bag,
So,
but it was real good.
the what is it? Racetrack close to my house.
Yeah.
They sell them there.
Okay.
They sell the pickle in the pouch, the whatever they are, and then those the snaps.
You
I
ever
never had
eat
those before.
pickles in ramen?
Pickles and ramen.
No.
No? No, I guess that's just a jail thing.
So, I've heard from other people that have spent time in jail. I've never spent like a long period of time in jail, so I don't know. But like crushing up barbecue chips and stuff like that,
Or hot Cheetos.
or hot Cheetos to make like seasonings for your food and stuff.
Yeah.
That's a real thing.
Oh, that's definitely real.
So do you? So how much time do you? If you don't mind me asking, you don't have to answer anything you don't want to. How much time did you spend in jail? Like your longest period of time?
So I'm really really bad with time.
Okay.
Anywhere from less than a year, for maybe 6 to 9 months.
Okay. So not
Total for my charge, but my charge was kind of weird because it just was. I will tell you this: that was my first dishwashing job. That was where I first learned to work in the kitchen.
Was that considered a good job to have in there?
Yes,
Yeah.
you control people's food.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
It gives you a little bit of power.
I was the dishwasher. I mean, the dishwasher is a dishwasher is the backbone of any restaurant. If you don't have good dishwashers, your restaurant fails.
Yeah.
It does. Why? Because that's first step of sanitation. That's where all the food goes. That's where everything gets cleaned.
Yeah.
That's where everything that we use to cook in the kitchen gets washed by the dishwasher. The dishwasher is the backbone. And I had a friend, and I was having some difficulties getting along because I myself, I do not. If I don't listen to my dad, my birth dad, and my mom, who are you to tell me something?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's essentially. But I did learn how to. That's my first real job in a real kitchen, serving real people of all ethnicities.
Oh yeah. I didn't even think about that.
And so,
Except females.
No, actually, my the one I went to was co-ed.
Okay, so you
'Cause,
did.
It was a detention center for Homeland Security in Haskell, Texas.
Hold on. I feel like that. What were you doing with this LSD in Granbury?
I was on a road trip to go see my best friend, and in my younger days, I would honestly, I would take a lot of LSD. It was pretty cool. I learned a lot, but I learned more from me owning up to my charge,
Accepting it.
accepting it for. I had we were talking about Catholicism and stuff earlier, and I literally prayed in the car when I first went to jail. I was like, Jesus, what do you want me to do, man? Like,
So, but was that in Spanish? Jesus?
no, this was in English.
Oh, okay.
This was in English. I was with all my white friends, you know, and I'm like, Jesus, what do I do? And for some reason, I just felt that I had to like be honest. I'm a very
Yeah.
honest person.
For sure.
And so like I was like, that's mine. And they're like, boop, book me in, blah blah blah, whatever. But apparently, what I got caught with hadn't been as pure as like from something from the 60s.
Gotcha.
So that's why I went to Homeland Security, and was in a
It was altered.
yes, because I was on my way to get deported from the country. Now, the only way to get stopped from getting deported from a country, Dustin, you're an ex-cop, correct?
Yeah, depends on who's asking, but yeah.
Okay. so the only way to get like kind of like out of that situation is to have a support team of citizens supporting you, saying that you're an asset and not a terror to the country. So essentially, I was a terror to the United States, because this was during Obama, and he passed a law saying that if anybody had a felony who was not of a residency
Yeah.
or a citizenship of this country should get deported
Sent out of here.
for the crimes or whatever.
Oh,
So I was part of that whole.
Super secret time. I got a really dumb question.
What you got?
When they deport people, do they deport them to their country of origin or just send them down south?
No, they deport them to the country of origin.
Okay.
So
I feel like I feel like we should play that every time somebody needs to pee. Just so we know.
Well, I guess we got to take a break then.
Let's take a quick break and we'll get back to it. Sorry to interrupt your story.
North Texas Fire is a family-owned and operated fire life safety company that serves all of North Texas. NTX Fire strives to provide the best service and customer experience with the expertise of their employees who have over 40 years of experience. Let NTX Fire design, install, inspect, or service your systems on your existing or new project. Visit ntxfire.com for contact information or to sign up for their newsletter. North Texas Fire, your mom's favorite fire safety experts, because no mom like fire unless they're firemen.
This episode also brought to you by 625 Custom Sports Apparel. 625 is a full-service design shop specializing in sports apparel. Their crew can do anything from a team or company logo to full-on uniforms. If you want shirts, koozies, hats, leggings, socks, 625 is who you want to use. They specialize in sports apparel but do so much more. If you want to get quality shirts for your team or maybe even a family reunion, you will get the best quality guys. Levi's can give you great apparel and create even better logos. 90% of my clothing line was created by 625 Custom Sports Apparel. Kickball teams, work shirts, and everyday clothing. Our guys over at NTX Fire wear 625 products because they love the comfort and quality of the material. Whether you're on the field or in construction, 625 apparel holds up. You can visit their website at vixxv.com for more information and to see their featured collections. There's also a link on our website, simsleon.com, to get to theirs.
625 Design, your mom's #1 supplier of the Antisocial Moms Club hoodie.
All right. How was your pee?
Long is what I'm gonna say.
Needed.
Needed.
Yeah. I mean,
Like mine last week.
yeah.
Oh. Can I get a home?
You know, sometimes I could have probably held it longer, but I don't want to. If I start focusing on, downstairs,
Then you stop listening.
then I stop
engaging.
listening and engaging, and then
That's how I was last week. That's probably one of the.
yeah.
Oh, I have to.
As you're walking away.
Well, I just expected you to keep talking. I mean, I didn't think. I could have interrupted, I guess, rudely.
yeah,
but-
like I did.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, sorry about interrupting your story, Jorge.
Sorry.
But I wanted to be sure I was taking it all in.
Yeah. All right. So we left off at you explaining about your prison stories.
Yeah, so you're at home. Let's back up just a little bit.
Okay. So I'm in Homeland Security Detention Center.
Right.
Technically,
Yeah.
it's
Because you didn't have pure drugs.
no, because I had pure drugs, or like more pure.
Oh, see, I
I thought the other way around.
I thought the other way
No,
aund
no,
as
no.
well. So it
That
was
that
so
makes-
pure.
That makes it.
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
that is
Gotcha.
why I
That
got in
makes more
trouble
sense.
with Homeland Security.
All right.
Because
You had the good stuff then.
I mean, now granted, I do not engage in any. I've been clean for
Yeah. That's all right. I searched him.
So
two and a
There's
half
a-
years.
there's a I don't know. Have you ever heard of Dr. Drew Pinsky? Pinsky?
His name sounds familiar,
no.
but I don't. I
So
can't
he used to
pinpoint
do a love show, and then he does a podcast now that I find pretty fascinating. He's also been on like a guest with Two Bears, and he's been on the YMH Tom Segura and Christina Pazinski podcast. And he said something, I can't even remember who he said this to, but he said something that really fascinated me. And he told, it might have been Bert, and Bert was talking about he wanted to try some acid when he was doing one of his comedy things. He said, if you take too much, it can alter your mind permanently.
Yeah.
He's like what he recommends if you decide you want to go on a big trip is
Go to Walmart.
no, like a big brain trip is
Go to
like
Walmart.
let's say you find out you have cancer or something and you only have like 4 years to live or
Okay.
however many. He's like, that's the time you should, because now it doesn't matter if your brain changes. It doesn't matter if you change as a person, because
Yeah, as long as you.
it's
have
almost
those-
done, you know.
As long as you've been served those terminally ill papers, yeah.
Yeah,
Go-
he's
go
like that.
back.
He's like, and he said, like, if that ever happened to me, that's probably what I'll do. I think he said that. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but it was something along those lines. And I thought that was a pretty fascinating way to take it, as a doctor saying that.
So Aldous Huxley, he was a scientist or he was some doctor, but he was also an author. He wrote this book called man, why can't I remember this? Edit this out later, Ricky.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We'll talk to the new producer. Was that last guy we had?
Yeah. So we brought up earlier that we had the audio problems with the Mikey interviews.
Yeah.
And it happened like our very first episode. And we thought it was a problem with our machine, with the podcasting equipment that we bought. I say machine,
Yeah,
it's
what
not a
about the-
machine.
Well, it's our board.
It's our board, yeah. But a machine's the wrong way to say it. So we didn't realize, and it's our faults, really.
Yeah.
We weren't paying attention to what he was doing. It was a friend that just said, "I'll be y'all's producer. I can take care of anything."
Yeah.
And like during the Walter interview,
He
We
didn't
did-
have his mic on.
yeah, he never turned his mic on, and we had headsets off just so we make it more comfortable for Walter to have a
Yeah.
conversation. And then I came in here a few weeks ago when we were just going to give Aliki a call, like just talk to her for about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And you're like, your microphone picks up a lot more background noise than mine.
Yep.
And so you went inside, so I started listening to them, and I looked, and they were all basically turned up full blast. So
Yeah.
these mics are meant to eliminate background noises. And I was like, I was very disappointed at first because it was picking up everything.
Yeah. Even
And
the
so-
leaves.
Even the leaves, yeah. And that was very distracting, like in the Walter interview, because you can hear him rustling on the ground. I mean, it's kind of a neat thing, but you don't want to
It's
hear
not what
that.
we're going for.
Yeah. So then once we figured that out and we got the volume set right, I was like, all right, we got to do something here. So we got rid of him, I wouldn't say we fired him. We just kind of parted ways. We're like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's just not working, man.
Can't sit here.
It was like you claim that you could take care of it better than you could, and you didn't.
And his resume, I mean, he had so much experience, and
Yeah.
that did not show.
And the thing about these mics, they block out background noises, but when you have them turned up too high, one mic will pick all three of us up.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So it almost sounded like when we did the Shelby one.
Wow.
It almost sounded like there was bad edit spots because when one of us would start talking, it would have to focus back in on their voice, thinking they were picking up other stuff. So it would be almost muted and then pop back up real quick, and it sounded like a bad edit. So I think we figured out all those problems.
I mean, Shelby would be a good test subject for that because,
She's just loud.
yeah, like you said, here in a 2-mile radius.
All right.
All right,
All
so
right.
the book.
All right, so the book, it's called Brave New World. But Aldous Huxley, you were saying that guy wants to
Dr.
be...
Drew?
Yeah, wants to do LSD when he dies.
Or he said that'd be a good time to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so this guy actually had his wife inject him intravenously with LSD on his deathbed.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
His book is called A Brave New World. His other book is called The
Do
Doors
you-
of Perception.
Did you write it before or after the deathbed?
This was all before.
Okay.
So one was in 1932.
So do we know what happened?
See, okay, so
So when,
have any of you ever experienced a near-death experience, like an actual real death, like where you think like it's
This
the
is it?
end. This is it.
I have not.
I
But
haven't
Dustin-
either. I mean, not like that, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so going back to Dr. Drew.
I have a
And-
complaint about the salt lick.
Oh, what's wrong with it?
Once you get
Pass the salt?
most of the salt off it gets real slimy feeling.
Yeah.
I kind of like the slimy.
Do you? That was shocking to me. It's like it went from a cat's tongue to like a dog's tongue. I was like, this is weird.
Sick.
Th-
Yeah, I don't. Like
that
I
was-
said, I don't know if I'd go past the salt.
That was yeah, because these things are fully edible. You can
It
eat.
says fully edible.
You can eat the thing that
don't know
sticks
that
to it.
one.
There's
Pickles
like
on, though.
sticky substance like glue that it sticks to your can with.
I don't know if I want that stuck to my teeth for next week.
Yeah,
Just pickles.
Yeah, exactly. You taste pickles all the time.
I wouldn't mind that. I had a glass of pickle juice before I came over to the studio today.
Oh my gosh.
You poop and all you smell is fucking pickles.
Okay, I don't know why I keep getting distracted.
Yeah, it's all right.
All right,
It's the
so
pickles.
yes. Apparently I had really, really good LSD, and that's why I got picked up, and that's why I went to this. And I was talking about how the only way to get out of that situation is to have support by citizens.
okay.
So
like friends and stuff and people that know you that can vouch for you.
Correct. And so you have to write a letter to your judge, the judge that's going to proceed to, that's going to do your proceeding.
So this is before you're going into prison.
No, this is
after you're-
this is while I'm in the detention center.
So right now you got that Homeland Security. I'm sorry, I said prison, but you're at the Homeland Security.
I mean,
Detention
it's
Center.
essentially a prison, but
Okay.
for people that are getting deported.
So yeah. So what?
It's the last stop. So
you're-
say you go to county,
Yeah.
right? You do your time in county. That's up. That's the state jail prison. And then after state jail prison, you do your stuff, and then you do your time and everything, and then after that, you are free, but you are only free to go to your country of origin.
Okay.
So you get sent to Haskell, and that's your last stop. That's the last thing that stops you from the United States and being abolished.
So now you're basically in there, and while you're in there, you have to plead a case, make your case to determine whether you go south of the border or north of the border.
Correct.
And then,
and that's throughout the world, not just Mexico border, but like every.
so
like-
you wouldn't be able to travel anywhere
No, well, I would be able to go to my
to Mexico.
to Mexico.
Yeah.
In my case, but like if you're from Spain,
Oh
you
yeah,
would
yeah,
go
yeah,
to
yeah.
Spain.
Yeah.
Or if you're
I was
from-
talking about your case
Gotcha.
specifically. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Sorry.
And so I didn't know that I had people that loved me so much, and it was very humbling.
Yeah.
Because when it got down to my case,
So you had to get a hold of people.
Yes.
So like, what was that process? Did you call him? Did you write him letters?
No, honestly, my little brother took care of all that. So my mom and dad,
So you're just sitting back washing dishes while your brother's taking care of all this.
essentially, yeah.
Okay.
And I had like a group
Not
of
to
friends.
minimize it that much.
No, but like
I was joking, you know.
No, you're right. But and I have my group of friends who they took action. Like the second that they knew I was going to get deported, I had people being like, "So when are you gonna be in Mexico? We'll be waiting. We'll get your coyote
So
and get you
either
back
way.
over here."
So either way, yeah.
You know what I mean? But I mean, thankfully it didn't go that far. And at the end, it was really humbling because my honesty saved my life. Like being brutally honest, saying what I had done had saved me.
So your brother put together all this stuff that your friends and family said about you. Did you get a... Okay, no.
No. So what happened is my friends and family essentially got a hold of the lawyer. Well, I got a hold of the lawyer because while I was in there, you meet with lawyers,
Yeah.
blah blah blah. People come and talk to you, whatever. And then I had a buddy who was actually named Jorge. Also, he paid his lawyer. He got charged with methamphetamines and possession of a weapon, and so that was pretty grave.
Yeah.
And he was getting deported, and he actually did get deported, but he gave me his lawyer. They called that lawyer. Then another person gave me their lawyer. I called that lawyer, whatever. But like, anyway, we found this lawyer. That lawyer is is a specialist for immigration, and so there was like, all right, well, this is what you need to do. You need to get people behind Jorge, citizens, saying, hey, this guy is not a terror. He's an asset.
He's not a threat to the country he provides.
Correct. And so she had a folder on me. Like, I'm talking about elementary school teachers, elementary school friends, people who
So
had
is this-
church people.
So is this like people you haven't talked to in years?
Yeah. And they all came together. I probably had maybe 100. There wasn't sitting room in my court,
Wow.
in
That's pretty
immigration court. I had so many letters of recommendation to the judge saying, hey, he is not a bad kid. And the judge had this thing where he would like weigh the scales of justice. You know, it's like, here's your bad, here's your good. And he was like, honestly, like, the
This is way out of whack.
this is crazy. Like, you are obviously crazy, guy, because you're just crazy. The judge gets access to like whatever I did in prison or in my detention center or whatever, you know.
So he knows everything. There's no secrets.
And so I actually when he saw the turnout, he was like, I wasn't expecting this from you.
So when you walked into the court, was that the first time you knew everybody was going to be there?
Oh yeah, I had no idea. I talked to the
Man, I bet that had to be emotional.
oh, it was so emotional. So
Like,
emotional.
Once you see that, you see how many people support Jorge.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like to this day, everybody that you meet, and this is why we all love you, because you're just a genuine person.
I try to be.
You know, you're honest, you're a sweetheart, you're nice, and
Best joke teller I know.
best joke teller I know. And it's like, there's people in your life that you know that if something happened that you needed help right away, you could call them, and if they were capable of helping you, they would. And
sure.
I consider you one of those people.
Thank you very
You know?
much.
And not just when you make us food, like in everyday life.
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
It was just really humbling because, like, I asked the DEA agent or the the ICE agent before I went in. He was like, I was like, hey, so how long did this normally last? Because it was my final court date with the.
This is it.
It was it.
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't know, man, like 45 minutes, an hour. Depends on your case. It could go on for a while. My case was over in like record-breaking time. Yeah, like
So, yeah, I was gonna. I didn't know where you were gonna go with that. If it was gonna take a long time because everybody was there to talk to him, but I guess the judge already had all the information.
right.
And then now he just wanted to talk to you.
Before I got there, they did tell me that they called some people up.
Okay, so they did it. There's more stuff going on before you got in there.
Yes.
Like they,
Right.
Okay.
And I didn't know about any of this, but the second that I came into the building, the whole atmosphere changed.
Yeah.
I guess. You know what I mean? And it was just me, my lawyer, and I am dressed white on black. You know,
Yeah.
black pants, white shirt, as transparent as can be. You know, and I'm scared.
So you're not like in the prison clothes. You're in like a nice pants and a shirt.
Right. I that was the first time I had worn my own clothes for the first time in a long time.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah.
And I was finally back in my own clothes, and I have everybody behind me. And the judge looks at me, and he's like, Jorge, you're free to go. But let me tell you this. If you fail again, all these people behind you, all this paperwork, everything burns. And that just inspired me more
Yeah.
to become more an asset to myself and to people around me.
And knowing that all these people that
Yeah.
you've impacted in life have this faith in you and belief in you that you are that good person.
Right.
You
But
are that.
and you didn't know that before. Like, until people step up and you had no idea they were going to step
Yeah.
up. Like, that's
Right.
something that you don't know, and that's not on your mind whenever you're out there doing what you're doing, everyday life. And that can
Yeah.
go for everybody, in my opinion. Doesn't matter if you're doing bad stuff or not. Just
So how long ago was that?
2012.
okay.
I thought you were gonna say 20 years ago. I was like, hold on,
Yeah.
No,
you were 13
2012.
years old.
2012. I remember it because I spent it. I remember saying that I was gonna spend my last day alive in the world because of the 2012 apocalypse.
Oh, the
Then-
Mayans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, spending my last day on Earth alive.
So did you miss holidays and stuff like that while you're in there?
I had my 23rd birthday in there,
23rd birthday.
so I guess.
You want to hear
so
something interesting?
Uh-huh.
23 is my least favorite number.
Hey, I'm 33 now, so I guess
Yeah.
this is exactly 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, coming up on it.
Yeah. So,
It was 2012.
yeah. So,
Sure, it wasn't 2011.
23rd birthday.
And you're 33 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and your birthday is April 13th.
Yeah. I'm bad at math.
No, that makes sense because if you spent 6 to 9 months in there, if it goes in early in the year
Oh, okay, yeah.
and it goes
Makes
through
sense.
there, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe I went.
Maybe I can't do math.
I don't remember.
Oh, I just from listening to this podcast, I know I can't do math. 'Cause, like when we were talking to Walter, and I was like, "Oh, so you're in your practice for 30 years?" I'm like, no, that would. After listening back, it's like that math doesn't add up. But he didn't correct me, so I don't know if he just
Yeah.
wasn't thinking that straight. 'Cause
I mean-
he was in his practice 15 years when he adopted his daughter, and when I said 30 years, but I guess it kind of worked because he was kind of in the process of becoming a doctor for 30 years. So
Yeah.
I guess the timeline kind of worked. I was just a little bit off. I didn't even know if that's the right numbers. And there's another one. Oh, and he was number 4 in his class of 600. I was like, oh, top 2%. No, you dumbass. That's better than top 1%. So yeah, my math isn't good. And then when I hear it back, I was like, I'm an idiot.
Well,
I think in my graduating class there was 560 of us, and I was like 551 out of all of them.
so last week, whenever Aliki was on, and she was talking about how many years the restaurant was open,
Yeah.
and then did the thing on when it closed down. So you said, if I'm doing my math right, it should have been this or COVID in
I said,
2020.
I said that y'all, it was about 2 years ago
Yeah,
when she
yeah.
was done. And that math was right.
It was right, and I don't know how because that was a lot of math to do. And I was looking at you, I was like, well, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't know how I got that math right, but I did.
Yeah.
And oh man, I used to be really good at math until fucking computers and tech. Teachers are right because my job. I'm an engineer. Like math is a big thing, but
If you don't use it, you lose it.
if you don't use it, you lose it. And I've automated everything, so I don't have to use math anymore. I just plug in numbers, and occasionally I'll check to make sure they're still right. But my everyday basic math is not as good. Now, granted, like when we're playing cornhole and keeping score, that math comes to me very quickly. But that's very simple adding,
Yeah.
you know? And then...
Oh, I'm with you.
2 plus 2 is 22.
When was the last time you done long division? Like, just pen and paper, long division.
I don't even know.
I don't even know if I could do it.
I couldn't tell you.
It's just a lost trade. I mean, if you don't do it every day, don't look at those numbers.
Yeah.
It's
And
just
like
not a
our
thing.
teachers always told us,
Here he goes, Jorge with a pen and paper. He's gonna try it.
are you doing long division?
Hold on. I'm going to do. All right. So,
Are you give me a problem to solve?
yes.
Son of a bitch. All right,
We have it
pulling
live
out-
in action.
Pulling out my calculator.
Oh shoot, no cheating.
How would you make this into 200?
I feel like this might be a joke.
How to make this into 200? What are my...
With oh shit. Hold on.
Oh, he messed
I
it
messed
up.
it up.
He messed it up. Let's get a redo.
Okay, so it's actually
Is this a trick?
Oh shoot.
how do you get 200 out of 100 with one line?
200 out of 100 with one line. I feel like there's something missing here.
So he has 100 written down on the paper.
Yeah, just one 100 written down, or do you...
How do you make 100 into 200 with one line? But I already messed it up.
Yeah.
So it should be extra easy for you.
Yeah. You draw a line.
Is that the
through it,
answer?
Cut it in half. Yep, that's the answer.
So this is like the price, or the this is like Jeopardy. You gave me the answer. I got to give you the question. But how does that make it 200?
Because it's half.
Oh.
Oh,
I
he
messed
did
it
it
up
wrong.
again. I messed it up again. Hold on.
So that's not right.
I messed it up again.
Now
Okay,
you
okay.
give me a lot of time to think about this. and
Okay, you ready?
yeah.
Oh, here we go.
If you messed this up after all this time and the pin is out.
And the,
Oh, it's not. There ain't no way.
It's out. It's
Oh,
out.
look.
Here.
Ricky's got a backup pin right there
Back up.
Yeah.
in the go bag.
All right. So instead of 100, it's supposed to be 188.
okay, yeah, I definitely know the answer now.
Oh, see? So 188. How do you make that 200?
With one line.
There's one line.
So then you just put the line straight down the middle, so it makes two 100s.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
Can't believe I messed it up three
Took it
times.
3 times. Sorry,
And-
we'll blame it on the pickle salt.
Yeah, it's a pickle. It's that cowboy beer, whatever it was. Cowtown. What is it called?
Why are we plugging them again? We already gave them their credit.
No, what's
That's
the
right.
name of the beer?
It's
Cold's?
Cold Fort Worth beer.
Cold Fort Worth beer. That's a good one.
They got some good names, clever names. I mean, when you're in Cowtown.
Yeah.
Gotta get
All right.
rid
So
of it.
do you mind if I keep talking about prison?
No, I forgot we were talking about that.
Yeah,
about
I'm
your-
still fascinated by this. I'm still fascinated by all of it.
What about? Did you ever carry a prison wallet?
Prison wallet?
Did you ever carry anything in your prison wallet?
That's
Is
what
what
I
you
meant
meant.
to say.
No, honestly, I never carried anything in my prison wallet. But when I was in solitary, it was a cell of 8, and it's mainly meant for workers to keep them safe and so they can work, or people who are non-affiliated with gangs and stuff like that.
So it's not like you were in solitary because you did something wrong.
No, it was more so to keep me
Trying to protect you and keep you from going in a bad direction.
Yes, because I am a very strong person as far as my. You can't tell me what to do.
Yeah.
If you tell me what to do, that it's over. You know.
Yeah.
Like
Like you mentioned, like you're not going to listen to your dad, your biological dad. Why
Right.
would you listen to somebody else?
exactly, and like there was this old man. We called him his nick. So you don't get your name in prison. You get your number and you get a nickname, and your nickname is whatever they start calling you.
Whatever the community chooses.
Right. So we had a guy named Anaconda.
Why was his name Anaconda?
I don't know.
All right. So first night, he's in the prison bus with me.
So y'all showed up at the same time?
Yes.
Okay.
Also, I have this weird thing with my thumb
Yeah.
where I can dislocate it and
Hold on.
relocate
Stop
it.
it.
Oh, I don't like
No.
that. I don't like
Like, to where like I can like literally like twist my thumb backward.
Yeah, this is
Like,
gross looking, guys.
I don't like that.
Like
Hold on.
if you
I'm going to take a picture of this so we can post it. So, or
On the website.
all right. So
should I do a video?
SimpsonLeon.com.
All right. So ready?
All right, and I'm going to start a video.
All right.
Let's
So
turn that flash off. All right. Video going.
all right. This is my thumb. As you can see, it is very flexible already. But when I do this,
Yeah.
I can also flip it completely upside down. My knuckles completely upside down.
That looks weird. Let me get the side view of it. That doesn't look as weird as I thought it did. But I can't do that. I mean, I'm trying. It just doesn't
But
work.
it just goes right back in place.
Oh, that is so fast.
So you can see it like click.
All your fingers are doing it.
Yeah. So
I can't look. Can't
Jorge,
do it.
you might be an alien.
Yeah.
it's actually from a broken bone when I was younger.
This is going to be a preview for this episode because
So what happened is whenever you get onto the prison bus to go to prison or to the detention center, they shackle you from your neck to a belt to your ankles, and they put a chain.
so everything's connected. You can't really even move your.
Right. But since I can do that with my hand, I really had to pee.
Oh.
On
the bus.
Do the thing. Do the thing.
I'm on it. I'm on it. It's slow. I gotta load it.
Oh.
Like, you have to pee now.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the story.
No.
You had to
Like
pee on the bus.
yeah. So I had to pee.
So you're on the bus. You're going. And nobody's listening.
Right.
All right.
And so like I try to get up and the bus is moving. We're going on the highway, and how am I supposed to piss? I'm chained up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I am chained up. Like I can
So-
barely like.
Well, you're not supposed to pee on the bus anyways, right?
Was there a bathroom? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, there
Okay,
was a bathroom on the bus.
So is it the same as a probation officer? Do they have to watch you pee?
No,
Because I'm like, can you help me?
No,
Well, they've
'cause-
already searched you. They hope that they don't find anything else, but
right. No, this is just
unless
there,
he's holding
there's
the
already
prison wallet.
and so I literally just
Hand out of the cuff.
hand out of my chains, and like, granted, like, cops do not make sure that you do not get out of your cuffs.
What do you mean?
I did. That was my fear. But
I mean, but they try to at least like.
But they don't.
But they're not trying to kill you either with your handcuffs.
you had
but
to be able to put 2 fingers in between the wrists. That's the
That's the
standard
rule.
protocol.
Okay. See, I don't know what standard protocol is. I just know that I had to pee.
So, are you saying you think the cuffs were too loose or too tight?
No, I mean I would assume they would be the same for everybody else.
Yeah, like
Assuming.
what you said.
Yeah,
Right.
2 fingers.
Yeah,
But then also,
fine.
everyone has different sized fingers.
That's true.
Exactly. And then also my hand is kind of weird.
Yeah, you have an alien hand, and the officer that cuffed you probably didn't know that. Like,
And so like I just
Yep.
whoop,
yep.
That's easy.
you know, and I mean I did have damage to my hand because
You kinda scraped it a little bit.
Scraped it a little
Yeah.
bit. But you know, like when I get up in front of all these criminals with one hand free, and I can take a piss normally, they're like, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
So, what was your nickname? Houdini?
Jedi.
Jedi.
Okay.
Because I had a Padawan lock, so you know, like
Yeah.
the Padawan lock behind. So I used to have a Padawan lock.
Okay.
And so they were like, "Why do you have that thing? You're just a Jedi now." Like,
So the question is, did you slip back in the cuff
yes.
afterwards? Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
Why wouldn't
So
I?
the-
That would just
I
put
got
me
you.
in a worse
I mean, I'm-
situation.
You're
Yeah.
right. You're right. You're not wrong.
They saw you on the bus. The guys on the bus with you saw you, but no officers saw you.
Right. I mean, like the bathroom's in the back. There's obviously an officer, but like they expect you to struggle. I just,
Yeah.
you know, but like people saw me, and the guy Anaconda was one of
Yeah.
his was one of the guys who saw me. And he was like, "I gotta beat that guy's friend, and we're going to prison together." You know what I mean? Like,
So because you had that alien hand trick, Anaconda's now your friend.
right?
Like he
I-
picked you. He's like, this guy. he's
Yeah,
my type of
I
people.
gained allies when I did the hand trick.
Yeah, you gain
in
respect,
the-
gain
right.
allies. Now you have I don't want to say a use, but you have a skill. a talent, or
right?
whatever.
A rare talent that nobody else can do
Yeah.
at that time.
So let's go back to Anaconda. How did
Okay.
he get his nickname?
All right, so we're processing. Me and Anaconda become friends. We're talking. We have enough time on the bus to talk. And
So the
make
first time you
friends.
met Anaconda, was it on the bus?
Yeah, I was on the bus. And so then what happens is we get sent to the same tank. So it's a 24-man tank. And we get sent to the same tank. And he's like, hell yeah. But Anaconda, this is the first time I went pee. Oh, it's fine.
Yeah.
Now Anaconda's been holding in his shit for I don't know
Oh,
how long.
no.
You know?
So
apparently.
he's got to drop a deuce.
Exactly.
Oof.
Oh.
And that's how he gets his name.
Okay, so
because
he dropped an anaconda out of his asshole.
because first night in, not even like I'm talking not even a minute into the cell. Granted, there's 3 toilets, 1 shower for 24 men. None of them are gated, they're open,
Yeah.
you know.
There's no privacy.
Right.
Yeah.
And so he goes, he drops the deuce, he pushes the button to flush it. And it does not flush.
Okay, so what kind of flushing system was it? Just a suck down, or was it like a swirling action? Because I imagine it probably didn't have a lot of water in the tank.
No, I mean,
Was it- was it
honestly,
regu-
like it when you push the button, that toilet went like
So,
And it was struggling with old Anaconda.
yeah, but in my mind, I wish it was like a residential toilet, so that way that big old shit is just spinning around and it's hanging outside the bowl, just flinging all around everywhere. That's what I wanted to picture, but seeing that thing just suck down,
it's a silver toilet.
Yeah.
There's no toilet seat.
there's no water in it. Like maybe
No,
very,
I mean,
very little water.
Very, very little water. You can't drown anybody in this amount
Right.
of water.
You can't use it as a weapon.
Correct. I mean, you can bash your head in.
Okay, I take that back. You can use it as a weapon, but you can't waterboard anyone with it.
Correct.
Okay.
And so then he takes a shit so big that it doesn't flush, and he's like trying to get like a hold of somebody,
He's
like
I need the poop knife. I need the poop knife.
like I need to get rid of this poop. And like this is the first time me and him have ever been like in a like in this situation. So like I don't know what to do. He's like, hey, wait, ¿qué hago? ¿Qué hago? Digo, ¿qué haces? Ya cagaste. Which and that means it. He was saying, what do I do? What do I do? I was like, what you do? What do you do? You already did it. You took a shit, dude. Like, and, but it was just so funny because like, so the main guy goes and he's like, what the fuck is that smell? Because like you,
So you say the main guy like one of the officers?
No, like so you have like a tank boss essentially.
Okay, so another one of the
inmates. One of the
yeah.
inmates. They normally try to like be like, well, I've been
So-
here longer than you. Blah,
Okay,
blah,
I was going to
I'm
ask you,
seniority.
is this like somebody who appoints themselves?
Yes.
They're self-appointed. It's not like the guards are
No,
like
they're self-appointed.
you're kind of in charge of everybody. Yeah, so they're self-appointed.
Yeah, and so he's like, hey, you didn't courtesy flush. So he goes and like tries to bully him because he didn't courtesy flush, but like he literally sees like it's like just one log, and he's like, what the fuck? Are you an anaconda?
And Anaconda's like, I did courtesy flush. Nothing happened. You don't need to fix your plumbing system out here.
And so that's how Anaconda got his name.
Oh my
got his
goodness, I
name.
love that. I just thought he had a big dick.
No, it just came out of his butt. I mean, like,
Been holding this whole time and finally gets to take a shit, and now he's got the name Anaconda.
a minute into the tank.
Oh, he just showed up.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
He's
off-
on everybody's bed list.
He's on the bus and was like, this nasty motherfucker.
he was holding it.
But then they got the Jedi. Jedi and Anaconda are now friends.
And then we had this other guy named Motorcycle.
Ooh.
Motorcycle.
I
Yeah.
don't think you can have those in prison.
Oh, you can't. Because we got strip searched multiple times before we got there.
And he still came in with a motorcycle?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Do you know how?
Hold
Because we're literally like
Well,
we're all sleeping. We're all sleeping, and it's 24 people.
And so y'all are in just one big community room?
Yes.
So it's not like individual?
No, it's bunks. So
Bunks,
yeah.
So
so
like Squid Games.
I've never
yes,
seen Squid Games.
it's
like
it's
Squid
kind of like
Games?
Squid Games, where like so it's a 24-man tank. So you have a set of 4 sets of 6 bunks to
Do
make
that math,
24.
Ricky. 4 sets of 6.
It's 24.
And so I have top corner bunk, and this guy, this old man, we call him Motorcycle, is next to me, bottom bunk, and we're all sleeping. And normally you wake up at 4 a.m. at prison if you want to go have breakfast. You have
like scheduled
yeah,
stuff. You can't just walk to the cafeteria whenever you want.
No, 4 a.m.
Yeah.
You wake up, everybody has their own assignments to do or whatever, to keep everything hygienic. But we're sleeping, and all we hear is
I'm guessing he's not snoring.
no. And then my buddy was like, "What the fuck? I can't even bring a fucking pencil in here. This motherfucker has a motorcycle." Because he ripped one so fucking big, dude. It was like 30 seconds long. I had never
Oh, my
heard
goodness.
or smelt something for that long, man. Like it was like, and it wasn't like consistent. Like it was just like
One long stretch.
one long stretch of like different tones.
Oh my goodness.
And I was just like, he has a motorcycle. And
I love that you had the outlook on this experience that you now remember some fun stuff about it, you know? Because I bet going into it, you didn't know what to expect.
oh, not at all.
And then you get there, and now you're literally first few nights, you've had funny experiences like this. Did that continue to go on? Obviously, there were bad days.
Honestly, that's where I gained my confidence. Because I knew that I was with the people I was with.
Yeah. Like everybody's in there for a reason.
Right. But then
Something happened that they did that got them there. Y'all have that same common thing.
correct.
Okay.
But then I felt more I refound God. I refound myself in that place. So the justice system is not the institution. Being institutionalized for me wasn't a bad thing. It helped me gain more confidence in the real world. But it was only because of my unique experience.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you go into it with that mindset, like you knew you should have been in there,
Right.
for what you did, and you're gonna make the best out of it, not knowing where you're gonna end up when you're done. But because you had that mindset of, you already accepted it.
Yeah.
Right.
You accepted that you were there, and I think that makes a huge difference.
And making friends.
Yeah,
you
you made
obviously
friends.
want to make friends.
You weren't mad at the system for putting you in there.
No, I was more mad at my parents because they're like, "What did you do to us? We have to go to church and you're in prison and blah 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 and blah." And I'm like, "Are you kidding me? You're talking about your problems right now?"
Yeah, I was like, you're mad about how you look. What about me? What about what you're going through?
And so I was angry, but I also like I said, I found myself. It was a positive experience overall at the end.
Yeah.
All the suffering I went through was worth the end result, and I get to be here with you guys today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
And
I get cool stories,
And
unique stories.
And by sharing the story, it'll give other people a different look on stuff. You know, I feel like a lot of people look at people that were in the system like you are, and like, they're all terrible people. They've done so much wrong. But in your case, you didn't. You were just a kid that had drugs on him. at the wrong place, wrong time, ish. Yeah. But I understand there's more to it, but
Right.
it's not like you're. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but
Well, it caused me to be on a path to where I am now, and
Yeah.
honestly, other than the brew, I want to write a book, like for myself.
100% you should write a book.
I actually have the prologue already written.
I can't read, but I would totally listen. You're supposed to put that on silent, bro.
Oh,
It's too late now.
It's my mama.
You can answer it.
Hold on.
Put her on speakerphone. Let's talk to your mama. Help. You want to plug her in?
Can he?
Well, do you have an aux plug?
We got that iPhone money. Jerry Joe money.
Let's plug her
There we
in.
go.
All right, let's see. This is my mama.
I'm very excited.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Mama.
Mande.
Mamá, todavía estoy en el radio. Estás en el radio ahorita.
Ok, nada más te quiero decirte que nos vemos en tu restaurante, hijo, porque quieren ir a cenar ahí otra vez.
Oh, ¿quieren ir a cenar al restaurante?
Sí.
Ok, entonces,
¿Dónde?
¿a qué horas? Porque todavía estoy
Pues ya
aquí en
vamos
la
pa- ya
estación.
vamos-
Hey, we let her
Ya
know she's
vamos
on a
para allá.
podcast.
Ya. Mamá,
Ya-
mamá,
mande.
ahorita estás en Sims and Leon and Sims.
Sims and Leon.
Sims and Leon podcast. Estás en el radio.
Oh, pues cuélgale.
Dile
buenas
hola a
tardes, ¿cómo
todos.
están? Sí, hola a todos, ¿cómo están? Espero que estén pasando un buen tiempo, que lo disfruto junto con ustedes, ¿ok? Bye.
Bye, mamá.
Bye, mama.
Ok, entonces ahorita nos vemos allá.
¿Como a las 7?
Yo creo sí,
Ok.
porque ya pasan las 6. Ok,
Bye.
bye.
Love you, mama.
We can edit all that.
What'd she say though?
Yeah, what she said.
She
What'd
said,
you talk about?
she goes, I go, hey, mom, you're like on the radio, like on a podcast. It's called Sims and Leon. And she was like, well, then hang up. I was like, no, say hello to everybody.
Does she speak English?
No. So, the reason I speak so good of English is because my parents would drill into me when I first got here to learn English so that I could translate for them.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But at the same time, now looking back, I hated it. I hated translating every single thing for my parents. But now I am
But because of that, you're very fluent. I mean,
correct.
you have a slight accent, but it's not like I would never guess that. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Like if you call me randomly on a phone,
yeah,
and you're like, "Hey, is this Jorge Neri?"
yeah, and I'll be like, you don't have like an accent. Like it comes out
Right.
when you're excited, but you don't have like your everyday conversation. You have very little accent. So does it change the way you speak Spanish? Like a Spanish accent?
So honestly, in Spanish, I am a much more angry person. I like my mom's going deaf, and so I
Death or deaf?
deaf.
Okay.
She works at a warehouse, lots of noise, blah blah blah. She's getting old. Her hearing's
Yeah.
going, and so much so that I have to yell at my mother when I talk to her, and that to me angers me so much. And so like just speaking Spanish to my mom, I'm just like, "Ugh, I have to yell at my mom for no reason just so she can hear me."
So me and my mom are the opposite because I have trouble hearing her because she
Okay.
talks with a very low voice. So I have trouble hearing her. She gets mad at me when I can't hear her. Like, and she's like, "You always tell me you can't hear me." I was like, "Yeah, I always tell you can't hear me. So talk louder. I mean, just fix the problem before it's a problem." I was like, "There's nothing I can do to hear better. You can talk louder." So, all right, I think it's about time to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Gotta
All
go cook the old lady some dinner. I better edit that out. She might get mad.
She is our main sponsor.
She is.
The main sponsor.
She puts up with us a lot.
Yeah.
Tell her I said thanks.
I don't know why you had to look around.
Oh, one more.
What you got? Oh, you lost it.
Wait. Okay. What do you get when a sheep, a snake, or a sheep, a drum, and a snake fall off a cliff?
Say that again. What are the three?
A sheep, a drum, and a snake.
A drum?
Yes.
Like a drum or like a drum fish? Okay.
Like a drum.
Sheep, a drum, and a snake. What?
Ba, dum, shh.
But
Gotcha. Well, on that note, I think it's time to go.
All right, check us out at simsandlima.com. You can email us at simsandlima@gmail.com. Find us on your Facebook page at Your Mom's Favorite Podcast. And you can find us on Spotify, iTunes, and any of your favorite platforms.
That's right. Thanks, Jorge.
Appreciate you allowing me to be here.
Thanks for coming.
Shut the door!